Thank you for joining me and welcome to this yoga class to release tension from your hips and lower back. When you're ready, meet me in your child's pose. Take your knees as wide as it feels comfortable for you. Reach your fingertips forward and let your chest melt towards the mat. Forehead heavy as you take a deep breath in and let it out. Inhale and exhale, starting to bring your awareness into the moment, into your body. On your next inhale, lift up and roll through to your baby cobra. And exhale, press back to your child's pose, rounding your spine over your legs. Inhale to ripple forward one vertebra at a time. Belly releases down, let your elbows bend, chest reaching forward. Exhale to release back. Continue to follow your breath here, placing your awareness in that movement and really feel yourself roll through the spine here. On your next inhale, lift up to your tabletop position, hands and knees. Find your neutral spine and we'll take some hip circles with the right leg, drawing circles in the air with your right knee, warming up through your hip joint. This time extend the leg back, flex your foot, and reach it out to the right in line with your hip, toes facing forward. Your left hip is stacked over your left knee. Bring your right fingertips to your temple and inhale to open your chest, lift that elbow towards the sky. Exhale to release right elbow towards the mat. Inhale to lift, open up through your heart space. Exhale, release down. Beautiful. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. As you inhale, really feel that twist coming from the center of your body. And take one more. Let's hold with your chest lifted. Maybe you choose to reach right fingertips up towards the sky, taking your gaze up for a deep breath in. And as you exhale, set your right hand down and begin to walk both hands forward as you find a variation of your puppy pose. Let your chest melt towards the mat. It might feel comfortable to bring your forehead down, but if it's lifted, focus on finding that stretch through your shoulders and letting your chest soften down. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders and bring your right knee back to center. Let's take those hip circles on the left. Take it nice and slow here, there is no rush. Extend your leg back and reach it over to the left, toes facing forward. Right hand is underneath your right shoulder, left fingertips to your temple. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, release that elbow towards the mat. Continue to move with your breath here, finding that beautiful opening for your heart space as you breathe in, and that release as you breathe out. On your next inhale, let's hold at the top. Maybe extend your right arm fingertips towards the sky. Keep pressing down through your right hand, strong in that shoulder. Then exhale, hand to the mat. Walk your fingertips forward. 3 breaths here in your puppy pose. Chest melts towards the mat. Keeping your right hip stacked over your right knee as much as you can. Take one more deep breath here. And walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Carefully bring your left knee back to center. Tuck your toes, press into your hands and feet and find your downward facing dog. Lengthen through your spine as you bring some movement to your legs here, give them a pedal. Maybe a little shimmy of your knees. And as you inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, draw knee to chest. Flex the foot and cross your ankle over your left thigh as you press your hips back. So we're in a figure 4 variation of downward facing dog. Think of pressing your chest towards your legs, and the deeper you bend into your left knee, the more you'll feel the stretch for the back of your right hip. Breathing deep here. To release, shift forward one more time, knee to chest. Inhale, send the leg back, 3-legged dog. This time bend your right knee and stack your right hip over your left. Option to flex the foot here and press away through the heel. See if you can lift that knee a little higher, keeping your chest square to the mat. On your next exhale, shift forward, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Sink your hips down for your lizard pose. You might take a back and forth motion here, feeling into the front of your left hip. You might choose to release down to your forearms if that feels good. You'll get a deeper stretch with your back knee lifted, but anytime you can release your back knee down if that feels better. Maybe let that right knee open out to the side. Find a variation that feels good for you, where you're getting the stretch that you want through the back of your right hip, front of your left. Let's lift back up to the hands if you're on forearms. Start to walk them around to the long edge of your mat as you spin your left heel down and release your hips. So left leg is extended, right knee is bent, and we come into our Skandasana. You can keep the hips high if that feels better. Sink them as low as it feels good. You can choose to keep fingertips to the mat or bring hands to heart center. Lift and lengthen through your spine. Reaching the crown of your head up towards the sky as you breathe deeply here. Return your hands to the mat. Walk it around to the top of the mat, lift your back heel, and step back, 3-legged dog, right leg high. And set that right foot down to meet the left. Use your inhale to lift your left leg high. Exhale, knee to chest, flex the foot. Left ankle crosses over right thigh as you send your hips back. Bend into your right knee. And press your chest towards your legs, lengthening through your spine, and feel that stretch for your shoulders. Deep breath in and out. Really push away through your hands here. See if you can find a slightly deeper breath. Then shift forward, knee to chest. Send your hips back, reach the leg high, bend your left knee and stack your left hip over your right. Option to flex the foot, press away through the heel, or you can keep the toes pointed, your choice. Right heel can be lifted, knee can be bent if that feels better for you. On your next exhale, shift forward and step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Lizard pose. Here, maybe taking that shift forward and back. Remember, you can bring your right knee down at any time if that feels best. Or you can find that deeper stretch by keeping the knee lifted. You might choose to release down to your forearms here. Maybe allow your left knee to open out to the side, increasing the stretch for your left glutes. Really breathe into this one if you're feeling a lot of tightness. Let your breath help you imagine those muscles releasing. Each time you breathe out, see if you can find a little more softness through your hips. If you're on your elbows, lift up to your hands. Lift your back knee if it's down, and walk your hands around to the long edge of your mat. Right heel down, toes pointing up towards the sky, your right leg is extended. Skandasana, either with hands down or hands to heart. You can use that left elbow to the inside of your knee to really open through your left hip here. Apologies that I'm not mirroring you for this one. Can we find that deeper breath once more? Lengthening a little more through your spine. Return hands to the mat. Walk around to the top edge of your mat. Step back to your three-legged dog, left leg extends. And release your left foot down to meet your right. Start to walk your hands back towards your feet. Take your feet as wide as the mat, toes turned out, and sink your hips down to find your malasana. If it's comfortable here, maybe bring your elbows to the insides of your knees. Hands together at heart center and allow your arms to press your knees wide. If it feels better to keep the hips higher, you absolutely can. And feel free to adjust the feet to find a position that feels good for you. Gently return your hands to the mat. Walk forward, releasing your knees down. And lower all the way onto the front of your body. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders for your Sphinx pose. If this feels a little too intense, you can walk your hands and your elbows forward until you find a spot that feels right for you. From here, reach your right knee out to the side, roughly 90 degrees with your knee, and flex the foot. Once again, you can walk your hands forward if this feels a bit too much. See if you can let your right hip be heavy towards the mat here as you find your deep breath. Plant your right hand beside you and lift up enough so that you can thread your left arm underneath your right, releasing down to your right shoulder and let your head rest on the mat. If this twist feels enough for you, you can stay here. Option to bring your palms together. Inhale to reach your right fingertips up towards the sky, and exhale to reach that arm over to the right. Maybe follow it with your gaze. Your right knee might want to lift a little here, that's fine. Let the back of your right hand release towards the mat, and feel that beautiful deep twist. Finding a little more softness with each exhale. Slowly return your right hand to the mat. Use it to press up through center, finding that Sphinx position with your upper body, and reach your right leg to center. Stack your hands and rest your forehead down, taking a moment here to notice what you feel within your body, maybe some differences from one side to the other. Take a deep breath in and out. Let's return to that Sphinx position. This time left knee reaches out to the side, foot flexed. Let your left hip be heavy. Feel free to walk your hands forward if that feels best. Plant your left hand beside you. Lift up enough to thread your right arm under, right shoulder down, and rest your head to the mat. You can stay here if this feels good, or you might bring your palms together. Inhale to reach your left arm up, and exhale to take it back behind you, maybe turning your head to the right. Adjust your left leg as much as you need to, and let your body be heavy. To release, we return left hand to the mat. Press up through center and release through your left leg. Both legs together as you bring your head onto your hands. Take a couple of breaths here to notice what you feel. Letting your body come back into neutral. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and press back to your child's pose. Feel free to widen your knees here if that feels good for you. You might keep your fingertips reaching forward. Maybe turn your palms up towards the sky, or you could take your hands back towards your feet. To completely let your shoulders relax. Let your breath return to its natural pace. Allow yourself to rest here. If you wish to spend more time here, then stay for as long as you need. If you're ready to end your practice with me, then gently lift up to a seated position and meet me in the center of your mat. Take a deep breath in as you sweep your arms up above your head. And exhale, bring your palms together and draw your hands to heart center, giving thanks for your practice. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Have a beautiful day. Thanks for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed today's class. Here are some more relaxing practices if you'd like to carry on. I look forward to seeing you again next time.